Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining. We'll give it a couple more minutes here for people to come in. Welcome. Appreciate you all joining. We'll wait maybe 1 or 2 more minutes, then get into it. Maybe till about 10:04, 10:05. Welcome. See more people coming in. Thanks for joining. Appreciate it. Welcome. Thank you for joining all. We'll give it maybe 1 more minute here and then get into it. All right, we'll kick this off. Thank you, everybody, for hopping on to this webinar talking about leveling up your digital advertising with Google. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the country. Appreciate you joining. I'm excited to talk about this today, especially when it comes to your business and how you can ultimately grow your business by investing digitally with Google's advertising platform. Just a quick highlight on me. I've been working either directly in marketing or indirectly in marketing for about 8 years, digital marketing. I love to be able to do what I do because we partner with businesses and we get to see these businesses succeed, whether it's finding new leads, adding to your bottom line, being able to hire more employees because of the growth that you're seeing digitally. To me, it makes sense to stay in digital for as long as I'm in my career because I get to see other companies drive success, and that brings a lot of joy to me, of course. And then just personally, I love to play golf. The photo here, obviously, you see. I love spending time with family, preferably both. And I do have a 3 course records in golf in 2 different states. But now I'm just the corporate golfer who goes to the scrambles every so often and maybe plays once or twice a month. Quick on Adpearance. Anytime you're talking about digital marketing companies, there's a lot of different approaches that companies take. For us, it's how do we drive generating the most quality leads for your business? Everything else, all the data that you can aggregate on these advertising platforms like Google, it's certainly important. Clicks, impressions, click-through rates. But ultimately, we want to see you succeed. And the only way that you can do that is by generating quality leads for your business, finding net new customers for your business. We do have a 98% customer retention rate. We spend about $250,000 a month on A/B testing. So trying to identify new ways for your business's account to scale and grow over time. And we do have clients across auto, home spas, heavy equipment, law, and home services. And we're also certified across 14 plus certified programs. We're also a Google Premier partner. We'll talk about that later, and a Microsoft partner as of this year. So quick agenda for us today. We're going to talk about today's customer journey. Why do Google ads matter for your business? What products are right? So what Google ads products should you use for your business? How do we reach your target customers? How do we then track that success? Because tracking success is the backbone of a successful digital marketing campaign. How do we know where our money's going and what's the return we're getting back? And then also why you should work with a premier partner. Today's customer journey is unique compared to, let's say, 30 years ago. It used to be you would run some sort of ad on the radio or TV, and regardless of who that person is watching the TV or listening to the radio, your ad would be played to them. It's not that targeted, but you might be able to capture net new customers doing that because of the happenstance of somebody driving their truck and hearing a radio ad for, a new roofer back in 1985. You think, okay, this sounds like something that I need, or I do need this, I'll reach out to them. What's unique about digital marketing today is we're able to capture people in their research phase. So somebody's giving us buying signals by the way that they're searching online, whether they're on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Bing, Google. Obviously, today is all about Google and YouTube. We're able to actually get in front of those customers and target people who are giving us those buying indicators that they want to make a purchase, or at least they're researching to make a purchasing decision. And of course, from our perspective, we hope it's your business. And then from there, from the research phase, getting them onto your business, onto your website, interacting with your business, we hope that leads to a purchase. So why do Google ads matter for your business? Google has the lion's share of search volume every single month. If someone were to come to me and say, hey, I want to advertise on one search engine, what would it be? I'd say it would be Google. They have about 80% of US searches, almost 95% of mobile traffic. But Bing is actually becoming a bit of a contender too. It's at about 15% of US searches. With the rise of AI, OpenAI, and some partnerships that they have on the search capabilities with AI, they're starting to snag some more market share. But we're also seeing with Google, they're rolling out a similar product. So I think Google is going to dominate the search market for many, many years to come, and is, in my opinion, one of the best bangs for your buck. So what products are right for your business? I'll tell a quick anecdote. So I purchased a home in Illinois, and this is paid search. I purchased a home in Illinois, and that first summer I had learned the hard way that there's tornadoes. So we had a tornado siren go off, hiding down in the basement. I mean, the whole wind, the house was rattling. And when we came out, the tornado had actually run through our town and our house. I had one of my windows that was completely shattered and broken. So what did I do? I went onto my cell phone. I typed in emergency window repair near me, and I was able to find a company. They picked up the phone and sent somebody out within 2 hours. That's the power of paid search. Somebody's actively typing something in to their search bar, looking for something online, a service like window replacement, let's say, or roofing replacement, but they don't know about your company yet. We want to be able to show our ad and our ad copy to that person who's typing in something transactional online, but they know that they need your service or product, but they don't know about your company. And that's the power of paid search. Local service ads, this is primarily for the trades, and it's relatively new rollout from Google. I'm sure you've maybe typed in emergency plumbing repair, or in this case, with the visual here, windows, right? Window replacement again. When you go and type in emergency window replacement, you'll see underneath the search bar and above those paid search, those paid advertisements, these 3 boxes. These are local service ads where Google has worked with these companies and given their Google guarantee. So it's a bit of a stringent process to get set up with Google to get your company verified. But what this allows you to do is show your business name, how many years in business, what's your store hours, do you have a great reputation, which Google definitely favors getting their Google guarantee to companies with great reputations. And then once that person, that customer, potential customer, interacts with that local service ad, unlike paid search, which is cost per click, you're only paying for a lead when somebody clicks the local service ad, picks up the phone and calls you, fills out a form, maybe a chat. And at that point, you're paying for that lead and you're bidding on that. There's a lot of power in local service ads because you don't have to pay for those clicks, somebody who's just doing their research, shopping around. But it is very stringent, as I said, to get set up, but it's well worth the investment, the time investment for your business. Display advertising, there's a couple different ways that you can use the display network. I'm sure you've been on some sort of news website and you see those banner ads all over the site, maybe underneath articles or above articles. That's part of Google's display network, and we can leverage that in one of two ways. One is an awareness play. We have so much data from Google and on potential customers on where they're searching and looking online that we can strategically place these banner ads on websites with some sort of brand imagery, maybe your logo, a call to action, to at least drive awareness to this potential customer about your company. There's also a unique way where we can capture somebody who's already been on our website, expressed interest in, let's say, they're shopping for spas, right? They're going onto the site, they maybe filled out a form, or maybe they didn't even fill out a form, but they went and did research on your site for a new spa for their backyard of the home they just purchased. We can drop a cookie in their browser and follow that person around the internet, almost like a digital billboard called remarketing. The power in remarketing is it's quite a low cost per click. Conversion rates tend to be higher. And what that allows you to do is re-engage that potential customer at a later date so that when they are ready to make a purchase, you're front of mind, your business is front of mind, and they come back to your company over anybody else's. With YouTube, this is pretty unique, and I mean, I'm guilty of it. YouTube Shorts now, they have these short clips similar to Instagram Reels, if you've ever seen it, where you can go down the rabbit hole and then you end up watching this full form YouTube video that looks professionally produced. And right before you click on that video, or as you click on that video before it shows, you'll see these 15 to maybe 30-second ads. You can skip those. Sometimes somebody will want to watch them because they're strategically placed there by brands to prompt you to interact with their company, with your company potentially, and make a purchase. This is similar to display, as it can be a branding play, but it can also be strategically used for remarketing purposes as well. Somebody came onto your website, now they're on YouTube late at night, watching videos on DIY, window installation. And then you can run that video ad on YouTube to that potential customer who came onto your website as a pre-roll to whatever video they're watching. So again, it's staying front of mind and just ensuring that that potential customer engages with your company over anybody else's. Discovery ads, this is pretty unique. So you can, the best way that I can illuminate discovery ads is if you have the Gmail app or even the YouTube app on your phone. In Gmail, you'll see in your inbox, there's a sponsored ad. Sometimes there's, like imagery, most of the time text for me, but it's a company that maybe you were actively looking for, in this case, for hot tubs, right? Somebody is expressing interest in purchasing hot tubs or spas. We didn't actually actively target this person on, within our campaign settings. What we could do with discovery ads is take all these different headlines, texts, imagery, and Google will go out and actively source these net new customers, potential net new customers, wherever they may be, even within the YouTube app or Gmail. This is not paid search. This is only within the Google products, the Google apps like YouTube, like Gmail, like the Discovery app. But again, it's a very powerful way to find net new customers that we didn't actively target, but we're leveraging, honestly, like a new search platform to go find new potential customers for the business. And then how do we reach your target users? So we've talked a lot, technically about these different campaigns and different strategies within Google. Well, how do we go out and actually source these net new customers for your business? Two different things. The first is first-party data, and then we'll talk about third-party data next. Your first-party data is anybody who has engaged with your website. Maybe they came onto your website looking for a spa, but they didn't, and they filled out a form, but they ended up not purchasing. We have that data internally as a company where we know that person came onto our site, they filled out a form, but maybe they didn't convert into a customer. We can, because we know they showed buyer intent. This is also leveraging things like your CRM as well. We know who your potential customers are, and we can start to build out campaigns targeting people who we know because of the way they're interacting with your website. Who is that potential customer? What's that customer profile look like? And we want to go and actively source those people because we know they're either showing intent on buying or they've already purchased from us. And we can then run campaigns to, let's say in the case of spa, they purchase a new spa, put in their backyard, but there needs to be maintenance every 3 to 6 months, replacing the filters, some sort of cleaning. We can leverage that first party data and then get back in front of that customer who already purchased from us to remind them, hey, do you need servicing for your spa? Do you need to replace your filters? Engage with us and purchase from us over anybody else. So we can get very, very specific with first party data because that's data that we own. Whereas with third party data, this is data that's aggregated on Google. So Google says, we have our first party data. We know who that ideal client looks like. Google also collects data and says, hey, based on the way that this individual is searching, maybe their purchase history, how actively they're searching for different, let's say in the case of spas, different spas across the internet, we're able to leverage that third-party data and go after what Google might say is an ideal client for our business by leveraging this third-party data. This might go away soon. And of course, there's so much power in first-party data, but for as long as Google allows third-party data, we definitely want to leverage that and go source net new customers, again, that otherwise wouldn't have known about our business, and we likely wouldn't have been able to actively target because we didn't have that data ourselves. Smart bidding. There's so much now, this buzz around machine learning, big data, AI. What this really means is, especially in Google's case, smart bidding allows us to have an aggregate, a massive aggregate of buying signals from a customer who's searching on Google, maybe on YouTube, and say, hey, Google, go find that net new customer for me based on maybe what they're searching, language, which is crazy, past conversions. Have they purchased something in the past? Let's say a gutter replacement, and they need to go get a gutter cleaning. So we can actually see somebody's already purchased in the past new gutters. So how do we go target them for a gutter cleaning? We can leverage machine learning to tell Google, hey, we want to go, in the case of a business who's looking to drive as many conversions as possible, we want you to go find net new customers, go find them with this specific intent of we want them to purchase from us. So it's a lot of buzz, machine learning, all this. Simply put, Google knows who's more likely to have an indication of buying from your company, and we want to go after them. Here's a perfect example. A 15-year-old boy is playing in the backyard baseball with his friends, and he breaks a wooden fence. He goes online and says, hey, how do I replace my wooden fence in the backyard? Google would know that's a 15-year-old looking to get out of trouble from his parents before they come home, seeing that he broke the fence. Whereas if that couple came home and they were typing in, I don't know, wood fence replacement, for chain link, wood fence to chain link fence. That person, as a couple who maybe just purchased that home too, we know, and Google knows, they have a higher buyer intent, of higher likelihood of converting into a customer. So we can use smart bidding to go after that individual. Performance max, and this is budget automation. So Google also allows us, again, with this idea of leveraging machine learning, there might not be, in the past, when you set up campaigns, it's very manual. You're setting up different keywords you're targeting. What are we bidding on these keywords? Is it only paid search? Do we run some display? What Performance Max campaigns allows you to do is take a lot of the grunt work off of you and say, hey, Google, you have search, you have display, you have your Discover network, you have Gmail, you have YouTube. Go find net new customers and show them the ad that's most specific and relevant to them based on the buying signals that they're giving us. So one person might be looking for a new roof, and we're going to show them a pre-roll on YouTube. Someone else maybe doesn't frequent YouTube, but they're always in their Gmail. We can aggregate that information and show them an ad for your roofing company within their Gmail. Or maybe it's just paid search, running some sort of paid search ad based on the way that they're searching online. Leaning into Performance Max allows you to have access to all these different Google platforms and products and say, hey, Google, go find these net new customers for me and get them over to my website so we can turn them into a paying customer. So why does all this matter? We've talked so much about different campaign types, different types of Google Ads strategies. None of this matters if we're not driving success. And in order to drive success, we have to know where that success is coming from. So how do we track that success? It's tracking conversions within your Google Ads account. A conversion can be a phone call, it could be a form submission, it could be a chat. We can actually collect all that information based on what the user actually typed in online, down to how did they end up coming onto our website and converting into a lead. So by tracking all that success, we're able to quickly see over time, I guess, aggregating this information. Where are people converting? How are they getting to our website and interacting with our company? And then what can we do to lean into what's converting higher at a higher rate, maybe at a better return on investment for the business? And we want to go out and actively source them. So by tracking success, we prioritize finding quality leads and then really lean into what's working by leveraging our budget into the areas of the Google Ads account where we're seeing the most net new leads come through. And just this graphic, just so it's, kind of ties it all together. There's campaigns, you've got clicks, you got people onto the website. Now they've converted, and you see these conversions within your Google Ads account. From there, that's now on you and your business to take that conversion, which is a lead, and then turn that lead into a customer. The power of digital advertising on Google is you're able to go out, source new customers, and then allow Google to almost be your digital salesman, your Google Ads account to be your digital salesman while you're picking up the phone, responding to forms, and hopefully converting net new customers for your business. And then why work with a premier partner? Simply put, a premier partner is in the top 3% of participating US advertisers. There's some metrics there where you have to qualify. What I like to put on this slide talking about premier partners is Google has basically indicated, hey, this is a trusted partner of us. They have different metrics that they've hit where we say, okay, this is a marketing company that we can stand behind. Now, every Google Premier partner is a little bit different. What I like to say is we're not all the same. Some marketing companies love to go out and just source new customers, get them onboarded as quickly as possible, and they have a massive sales team. In our case, we have one salesperson for every 20 brilliant minds working behind the scenes, and we're really focused on the performance and ultimately driving the best return for your business. And the benefits, like I'd mentioned, it's that you're working with a reputable company that Google stands behind, and we have the competency and the track record of success in driving success for businesses like yours. I'm going to now put in the chat an analysis here. So usually these chats here, let me put this. I just posted. So what we can do, so it's generally speaking, we've talked about all these different aspects of Google Ads. How does it actually benefit your business? But your business is your business. And we have to contextualize the best strategy for your company because no two companies are the same. What I'd recommend is in the chat, I just posted a link to a digital analysis. We'll walk you through your business, get to know you. What are your goals, KPIs that you want to hit? What are maybe even your margins, and where do you want to lean in based on seasonality? We can take all that information and give you a customized overview of what we would recommend for your business. And it's, of course, at no cost to you. There's no obligation to work with us. My goal is take the information that you learned today, and then we can parlay that into a more specific conversation one-on-one about you, about your company, and what we'd personally recommend for you to continue to scale and grow. Now, we do have a few moments here. I'd like to open up the Q&A at the bottom of the screen there. So if you have any questions, feel free to type them in. And I see a few here now. The first is, when we have limited budget, what would you recommend that we invest on with Google products? If you have a limited amount of money to spend initially to invest online, the two types of campaigns that I'd recommend would be paid search. So it's somebody's actively typing in the search bar, something that you offer, a service, and getting in front of them. And then also Performance Max campaigns. Those Performance Max campaigns are campaigns that allow Google to do most of the heavy lifting for you to source net new customers across all the different Google networks. So your YouTube, your Gmail, your paid search, display network, and so on. See, another question just came in. What's the difference between discovery ads and performance max? It's a great question, and they're quite similar. So in both cases, we're going and telling Google actively find some net new customers for us. And based on the buying signals where they're going to be. With Performance Max, again, that's across search, display, YouTube, Discover, and Gmail. In the case of discovery ads, that's only going to be on the Discovery network. So your YouTube, Gmail, and Discovery apps. All right, some more questions coming in. Can Adpearance create visual assets for me? Yeah, we can. We definitely want to work with your business and see what existing assets that you have, and just to make sure that the branding is on point. But of course, we have an internal team of strategists that will partner with you to create the assets that make the most sense for your business and what's going to drive the most amount of success. It's very contextualized around your business, but absolutely we can help with that. We have another question. Do you use any software like Heroes? We've been using since October and would love your take. I've never heard of Heroes. And in terms of software, our approach is we built internal products to ensure that we're scaling accounts and have these internal software products that allow us to do our job better, to either see better data visualization, better execution of work within the Google Ads account, being able to make changes quickly so we can be dynamic enough to keep up with the shifting market. If your business is very seasonal, let's say like new roofing. I know this time of year, especially in the Pacific Northwest, new roofs are usually being installed quite often. So in order for us to make those necessary adjustments, we do leverage software internally. In terms of external, I'm not super familiar. So I'd say, yeah, I couldn't really speak on Heroes itself, but great question. Thank you. I don't see any more questions coming in. Type them in if you'd like. We'll wait a few more minutes here. And yeah, I definitely encourage you. I see we've already got one DMA filled out. Thank you so much for that. Definitely encourage you to check the link in the chat. Go ahead and fill out that form. We can talk about your business, the power of Google, and the impact that we've seen here at Adpearance, and I've just seen over the breadth of my career. It can really be game-changing when you look at it as it's a digital salesman, somebody who can go out and source net new customers that will come to us, fill out a form, give us a call, and then you can convert those potential customers into paying customers. The power to, just to wrap up here as I'm waiting for more questions, the power of Google Ads in general is there's not a lot of ambiguity in terms of tracking success. So you'll know quickly based on the investment that you're putting forth into Google. Let's say it's $1,000, $10,000 a month that you're investing. We want to be able to quantify a return, not only on that immediate sale, but also extrapolate out long-term. What does that look like for my business? So in the case of spa, somebody purchases a new spa from you. We can have that attribution most of the time of that sale back to the Google Ads campaign. So we can see where that person, what they searched, how did they convert on the site? And then that person became a paying customer purchasing a spa from you. And then we can continuously keep upselling or having more services, locking in that customer so that it's not just the immediate sale, but that lifetime value of that customer increases over time just based off of paying for one click of somebody who is actively searching for a spa. So it's such a powerful tool to source new customers, as we've mentioned, to have eliminate the ambiguity of, well, am I getting my return? You'll be able to see that, especially partnering with somebody like Adpearance. We're so focused on being a business partner and having that revenue attribution, so you know exactly what dollars you're getting back. And then also extrapolating out what's that lifetime value of that client? How much are we willing to pay for a new lead? Because we know if they purchase, let's say, a spa and they go and have maintenance services every 6 months or so, that's going to continuously increase the return. And maybe if we do a great job, they refer their friends in. That never would have happened had we not been advertising online. And then we have another question coming through. Thank you. How big of a company should I be before I start utilizing Google Ads through you guys? Great question. I mean, it's contextualized around your business, your industry, but I recommend if you're an established company, who can get the work done, you have a good reputation, you believe and stand behind your product or service, I think you can start utilizing Google Ads today. I think budgets, depending on the cost per click and the competitiveness of your industry, your budget could start as low as $500 a month. And based on the product or service that you're selling, and those margins and the returns that you're looking to generate, I think you could see success with that. And as you see success, it becomes a lot easier to invest more money with Google. 500 turns into 1,000 because we know we're getting 2x returns. That 1,000 can turn into 5,000, turn into 10,000, and really expand that investment because that's dollars we're putting forth out into Google, and then we're getting that money back at some sort of return. So it's just so much easier for that cash outlay, knowing that historically speaking, at least from the data, that you're able to source net new customers and you're making profit off of it. Good question. I appreciate that. We'll give it a couple more minutes here if you have any more questions. All right, I see some people popping off. Thank you so much for joining this webinar. Oh, I see here, Ryan Johnson. Do you work with other jacuzzi partner vendors like IMP or Normal Bear? That's a question for our partnerships team. If you'd like, Ryan, I'll put my email here in the chat and we can get you in touch with somebody on the team who really specializes heavily in those spa partnerships. Good question, though. I appreciate it. And then another question here, if I wanted to get started today, how would I go about that? Fill out that DMA form. We'll get a DMA, so a digital marketing analysis scheduled with your business. Really, in that case, if you wanted to get started today, that conversation would be more foundationally identifying what's the goals of your business. Tell me more about what services and products you're offering. Is there seasonality? Are there certain aspects of the business you want to lean into maybe more today because your margins are better? And then we'd really just start to be able to build a case for understanding how we'd go live with your Google Ads account. So I'd recommend filling out that DMA form. We hop on a call together, and then we'll really just start building out the strategy around your business of what's going to make the most sense as you work with somebody like Adpearance. No two accounts are the same. No two businesses are the same. So we want to make sure that our best foot is forward when we do go live and launch the account. Good question, and I really appreciate it. Then I see a yes to the spa question. Yeah, Ryan, we'll definitely chat after this for sure. Good feedback there. Any more questions? Feel free to type them into the chat in the Q&A. Happy to field them. Otherwise, we'll wrap this up here shortly. Okay. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for joining the webinar. I know most have actually dropped off here by now. For those of you still on the call, it's been a pleasure, and looking forward to chatting with you all. Definitely fill out that DMA form, and looking forward to connecting with you all. Thank you so much.